Before we start the video, I'm going to be posting the link to this video and my future videos in my community tab and also on Instagram. The link to both will be in the description and in the comments. List some features you want to see in the comments for a chance to be featured in one of my next videos. Hi everyone, today I'm going to be going over features that aren't coming to Greenville. So we're going to start with the first feature, and the first one that's not coming to Greenville is the opening of car doors, hoods, and trunks. The reason why the feature won't be coming is because the developers would have to make the whole interior of the car for every single car that's in Greenville, and that's a ton of work. So for example, Pembroke Pines has interiors for their cars, but they don't have as many cars as Greenville, so that would be a lot of work. Another feature is donating money. That one won't be coming because there could be hackers that could donate more money to people or take away money from people or something like that. So that's a reason why. So one of the developers said donating/giving cash is never returning primarily because of the concerns with exploiters. We'd have to restrict it heavily, making it annoying for normal users, and we don't find that pleasing. We've been considering a way to give people vehicles in the future, however, so we'll see how that goes. The next one is car mirrors. So I have a picture on the screen here of what it would look like if a car mirror was in Greenville. And that would be nice. It would be very realistic. But the creator of the game is saying that it would be really laggy and just you wouldn't like to watch the mirrors. They're going to be too small, so it would just be like a little feature that's just detail on the car. And also, the next one is the realistic windshield wipers. So you can see the windshield wipers going back and forth, but this won't be added again because Pembroke Pines has way less cars than Greenville, and this is just an example. So, creator of the game said this type of texture is not really possible to do without it looking off on multiple cars, so it will most likely not come. Good suggestion though. Yeah, that's why it's not coming. It's just going to be really hard to add to multiple cars. They have tons of cars in the game, so that would be really hard to do. Another thing is the car interiors. A developer says car interiors are likely never coming aside from the convertible or similar vehicles. So right now in convertibles there are interiors, but in the cars that aren't convertibles they won't have interiors. This is due to the intense amount of development time required to make this happen and the fact that it would increase lag in the end. We don't see a lot of reason to put vehicle interiors in every single car just to make the game run worse in the end. So that's the reason why they won't add car interiors. It's going to also be a lot of work and laggy. That's a lot of the reasons why certain features aren't coming to Greenville. And for the first person view for cars, they said this will most likely never be added due to the amount of cars we would have to put interiors for. So like first person view camera, for example. So there's over 1,000 cars. That's a lot of work to put interiors for, fix the windshield wipers, and all of that. So most likely will not come due to that. You can see a picture of the first person view. It would look like this if there were interiors on cars besides convertibles. But yeah, it would look something like that. Another thing that won't be added is layers of dirt or possibly snow on top of cars. So if you look in the picture here, it shows two Mercedes cars. If you try and add the dirt or the snow on top, it just messes up the whole car and it just doesn't look as good as the normal car. To me, it would be fine if there was snow on top of the car and the car looked like that because it's really just a small detail that doesn't make a big difference, but I know that it does kind of matter because the car looks different and maybe it'll affect different cars in different ways. The creator says, "Isn't that how the current dirt works, or am I getting it wrong? Doing a different texture than the one we would do for different levels did not work at all on all cars as the picture shows and would not be possible unless we rework all cars for that, which is not a worthy investment in doing. So the foreseeable future, no, that will most likely not happen, as cool as it would be to do." So you can see the road here. There's you have road. They could add snow to this road, like maybe some snow piles and like some snow gets on your tires if you run it over, something like that. And then coming up in another features video, I'm going to show something similar to kind of how your car goes through a puddle and stuff and water splashes up, stuff like that. So maybe they'll do that with like snow, maybe. Another thing is that there will be no broken headlights or brake lights, and they're going to have to redo over 1,000 car headlights and tail lights if they wanted to do it correctly. So on the left, you'll see the not working brake light, and then on the right, you'll see the working brake light. So that won't be coming. It's just a small detail. But in Greenville, if you are at a stoplight and you turn your right blinker on, for example, that brake light will go off and the right one or the left one will still work. So it's kind of confusing, but that's another way to make it seem like you have a broken brake light. But there's no way to make it seem like you have a broken headlight. So that's a little trick to make it seem like you do have a broken brake light. That feature doesn't really need to be added because of that, but yeah, they're going to have to redo over 1,000 cars, so I see how that would be a little hard to do. So those are the features that aren't coming to Greenville. If I missed any features, you can comment them down below, the ones that aren't coming to Greenville. And that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next video.